You've probably heard people talking about Planet 9. It's this mysterious hidden planet that's lurking out in the distant darkness beyond Pluto. But what is Planet 9 and is it real? Well, Planet 9 is a hypothetical planet that's roughly 5 to 10 times the mass of Earth, and it supposedly orbits the Sun at a distance of about 20 times the distance between the Earth and the Sun. So, it's really far away. The idea of Planet 9 was first proposed in 2016 by a pair of astronomers at the University of Washington. They were looking at a group of small, icy bodies beyond Neptune, and they noticed that their orbits were clustered in a strange way that suggested something unusual was going on. They hypothesized that, instead of being randomly distributed, the orbits of these objects were being influenced by the gravity of a large, unseen planet. Now, while this is just a hypothesis, and there's no actual evidence of Planet 9, other astronomers have come up with some pretty good reasons to believe that it might be real. One of the main points in favor of Planet 9 comes from the fact that the orbits of these icy bodies are all tilted at a similar angle, about 30 degrees relative to the Sun. If this wasn't the case, if they were randomly distributed, then we would expect the average tilt to be much closer to zero. It is very unlikely to get so many bodies lined up in such a peculiar way, just by random chance. This suggests that they are all being influenced by something. As the astronomers who first proposed Planet 9 suggested, or by some other unknown phenomenon, there are other possible explanations for this alignment, but most of them have been ruled out by now. For example, one possibility was that the objects were all created out of the same primordial cloud of gas and dust. But if that was the case, we would expect them to be similar in size and shape. And we know that they're not because some of these bodies are as wide as entire continents. Another possibility was that a passing star had come too close and disturbed their orbits. But if that happened, we would expect the orbits to be more spread out, not tightly clustered like they are. So while there's still no direct evidence of Planet 9, the alignment of these icy bodies is pretty compelling evidence that something interesting is going on. And the idea has some other supporters. For example, in 2020, a pair of astronomers from the Côte d'Azur Observatory in France noticed that the distribution of these objects matched the prediction made by a simulation of the early solar system that included a massive ninth planet. But it's not all smooth sailing for Planet 9. There are also a lot of observations that it doesn't quite fit with, like the fact that we haven't seen any rings around it. And there are some astronomers who argue that these objects are really as tightly clustered as people think, and that they can be explained by a more boring phenomenon called the Kozai effect. Basically, this happens when a planet's orbit takes it really close to another massive body, causing its orbit to become more elongated, and its poles to tilt. So is Planet 9 real? Well, it's possible, but until we actually find it, it'll remain a hypothesis. If you want to learn more about the solar system and the search for planets beyond Neptune, check out the videos in the description.